G'day legends, I hope you're all amazing. We're going to check out the Boss DD-2 digital delay pedal today, the very first of its kind. And I actually bought this pedal from the one and only Clifton Wright, friend of the channel, absolutely incredible guitar player. Go and check out Clifton's channel if you haven't already. Just make sure you're wearing a spare pair of pants because Clifton is one scary guitar player, has some great gear reviews on there and some fantastic lessons as well. Also a bit of a vintage gear collector. I was lucky enough to buy this, and another piece of gear which I'll feature on the channel very soon as well. I'm super excited about it, but never tried a DD-2 before. Its reputation definitely precedes it. Let's make some noise with it. The first thing I want to do, and something I haven't seen mentioned that much, is using the shortest delay time, which is about 12.5 milliseconds. I've got the delay knob at minimum, I've got the range knob at minimum, no feedback, level all the way up. I'm running this in stereo into my Axe FX3, and by stereo, they really mean wet dry. This makes a fantastic doubler style effect. I'm going to start with absolute filth. I'll kick it in, make sure you're listening in stereo. This is pretty awesome. We will revisit the dirty tones with some longer delays in just a few minutes, but let's get into some slapback tones now. I'm in the second part of the range, so this is going to give me delays from like 50 to 200 milliseconds. Let's just hear it with the Strat on the bridge pickup, a cleaner tone in mono. You can get a slapback delay here, which to me kind of sounds like a spring reverb, really sweetly voiced, where the high end is being rolled off is a little bit higher than where you might have it on an analog delay, but it's definitely not what we would consider hi-fi. It's still quite warm and tasty sounding. That slapback is just voiced so sweetly in there. Like I said, you might even mistake that for a spring reverb kind of sound, and I can totally understand why people worship this particular pedal for that sort of sound. It just makes it so easy. We'll go for the longer delay range now, and I've put this in front of like a crunchy amp. Because of the high-end roll-off, you can kind of set the overall level and feedback quite low, and it's not going to be too in your face with a distorted sound. So let's have a listen to it off and then on. Running a longer delay in front of a heavily distorted amp is something I've always struggled with, but I want to try this in front of that absolute filth that we heard earlier based on what I was just getting with that kind of crunchy tone on the Strat. I think it might not be too bad. I'll just keep the level low. You can see I've got the time up, so it's probably above 500 milliseconds, I'm going to say. Let's hear it off and then on just for some lead playing. That's not too bad. The beauty of my setup is it's really easy to place this post gain though. You just have to be really careful you don't slam the input too hard because it gets pretty crusty pretty quickly. Let's hear it. The downside though is the noise floor isn't too good. Let's actually hear it when you hit the front of the pedal a little bit harder. There's less of that kind of ringing sound in there and the delays do get crunchy and lo-fi. It's really, really nice. And finally, we've got the hold feature on here, which, as you can probably guess, is just going to give you infinite repeats while you're holding down the pedal. Might be a little bit difficult because this isn't on the floor, but I think I can probably figure something out. Having that extra limb really helps in these kind of situations. Or you can just be like a normal person and put it on your pedal board and stomp on it. Nevertheless, I'm going to pull up stumps right there. That's the Boss DD-2. The entire DD series is classic for a reason. They are incredibly musical pieces of gear. They're easy to use. They sound great. They are voiced perfectly for guitar. There are other pedals out there that do things that this can't do, but for the things that this does, it's just about right. It really is in that Goldilocks zone of a digital delay. And it's pretty amazing that Boss kind of got it right the first time. Maybe because they did it so well the first time, we expect to hear these sounds out of delay pedals, and that just kind of reinforces the fact that we think they got it right. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you have a DD-2 or a DD-3 or any of the DD series? I'm stoked that I've been able to try this pedal. It's definitely going to be a keeper in my pedal collection. I love delay so much that it kind of feels right to have a DD-2 in the collection. Again, massive thank you to Cliff for selling me this pedal, and to all of you for watching the video. Send the Boss DD series some love in the comment section below. Let me know what you're using, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Let's go infinite delay on this thing now, just for some fun.